Hi everyone. Hope you all are good. We are here for grade 5 math. You can find all the lessons on aplusstudents.com. You have to log in by using your email address and password as provided by the administrator. Then you have to select math from the subject tab, scroll down to grade 5 math, and then click on view all lessons. There you can find the list of the chapters. We're going to start with the chapter variable expressions. The lessons we're going to cover today are solve equations with whole numbers, solve equations with decimals, find a value using two variable equations, complete a table for a two variable relationship. So please make sure you have your notebook and pencil so that you can note down the important examples and definitions as well. Here are on grade 5 math. The chapter we are on right now is variable expressions. Let's just start with the lesson that is solve equations with whole numbers. Solve for g. G equals 5 minus 3. So here the variable g is already isolated. Isolated means the variable is on the one side and the operators are on the other side. So 5 minus 3 is 2. So g equals 2. Let's just start with the test questions. Solve for m. M equals 9 plus 1. So you can see the variable m is already isolated. You just have to add 9 and 1. So 9 plus 1 makes 10. So m equals 10. Option number 2 is the correct option. The correct option is option number 2. 9 plus 1 equals 10. Okay, solve for d. D equals 9 plus 1. Again, the variable d is already isolated. So you just have to add 9 and 1. So 9 plus 1 makes 9 plus 1 is 10. So d equals 10. Option number 2 is the correct option. For w, w equals 7 plus 3. So which is the correct option? You just have to add them because the variable is already isolated. You simply have to add them. So 7 plus 3 makes 10. Option number 2 is the correct option. That is 10. Solve for r. R equals 2 minus 1. 2 minus 1 equals 1. Option number 2 is the correct option. So for t equals 7 plus 3. So 7 plus 3 is 10. T equals 10. Option number 2 is the correct option. Solve for z. Z equals 2 plus 5. So which is the correct option? 2 plus 5 is 7. Option number 2 is the correct option. U equals 1 plus 4. That is U equals 5. Option number 2 is the correct option. Solve for S. S equals 7 plus 2. 7 plus 2 is 9. Option number 2 is the correct option. Solve for M. M equals 3 minus 1. So which is the correct option? Three minus 1 is 2. Option number 1 is the correct option. M equals 2. G equals 6 minus 4. So 6 minus 4 is 2. Option number 2 is the correct option. Okay, you can complete the lesson by yourself. You will today. Let me just move on to next lesson. The next lesson is solve equations with decimals. Solve for h. 4 plus 5.5 equals h. So you have to solve. The variable is also already isolated. Isolated means the variable is on one side and rest of the things are on the other side. You just have to perform the operation like you need to add 4 plus 5.5, that is 9.5. H equals 9.5. Let's just start with the test questions. Solve for C. So 6 plus C equals 6.4. C equals 6.4 minus 6. So that is 0.4. Option number 2 is the correct option. Option number 2 is the correct option. That is 0.4. Solve for H. H equals 4 plus 5.5. So you just have to add, that is 9.5. Option number 2 is the correct option. Solve for M. M equals 3 plus 2.3, very good. That is 5.3. Option number 2 is the correct option. Solve for C. 4.2 plus 3.4. Option number 2 is the correct option. That is 7.6. Solve for M. M plus 1.2 equals 9.4. Now you need to isolate the variable M. So you have to do the reverse operation, inverse operations basically. Plus 1 by 2, you have to subtract 1 by 2. Both sides. Why? Because we are going to do inverse operations, undo operations, and 1.2 is adding to M, so we need to subtract 1.2 both sides, because this way 1.2, like 1.2 minus 1.2 makes 0. So you're left with M here, and 9.4 minus 1.2 is 8.2. Option number 2 is the correct option. Option number 2 is the correct option. 8.2 is the correct option. Solve for f. 1.1 plus 1 equals, that is 2.1. Option number 2 is the correct option. Solve for v equals 7 plus 0.2. So which is the correct option? That is 7.2. Option number 2 is the correct option. Solve for f. 3 plus f equals 3.7. So you have to do the inverse operation. You have to add 3 both sides. So that is 3 plus f minus 3 equals 3.7 minus 3. So 3 and 3 cancel out. You are left with f equals 0.7. Option number. Option number 2 is the correct option. That is 0.7. Three plus 2 equals 9.6. So which is the correct option? That is 7.6. Option number 2 is the correct option. Solve for n. 2.9 plus n equals 9.3. So which is the correct option? That is 4.6. Option number 2 is the 6.4. Yes, that is 6.4. Sorry, option number 2 is the correct option. Okay, you can complete the lesson by yourself today. Let's just move on to the next lesson. The next lesson is find a value using two variable equations. Let's just start with the lesson. Use the equation f equals w minus x to find the value of w when f equals 7. So the equation is w equals f minus 6. You need to replace the variable f with 7. So that is replace the f with 7. So 7 minus 6. 7 minus 6 is 1. Let's just start with the test questions. Solve the equation r equals u plus 9 to find the value of r when u equals 7. So you just have to replace the variable u with the value u plus 9. It is u is 7. So that is 7 plus 9. So 7 plus 9 equals that is r equals 16. Option number 1 is the correct option. Use the equation t equals f minus 5 to find the value of t when f equals 10. So replace the variable f with a value 10. So 10 minus 5 is 5. Option number 1 is the correct option. Use the equation v plus 5 to find the value of h when v equals 6. Use the equation h equals v plus 5 to find the value of h when v equals 6. That is 6 plus 5 equals 11. Option number 1 is the correct option. It is option number one is the correct option. Use the equation q equals j plus 7 to find the value of q when j equals 5. That is 5 plus 7 equals 12. Option number 2 is the correct option. Use the equation q equals n minus 2 to find the value of q when n equals 6. Option number 2 is the correct option. 6 minus 2 equals 4. Use the equation z equals q minus 1 to find the value of z when q equals 2. So, which is the correct option? Option number 2 is the correct option. Use the equation b equals v plus 9 to find the value of b when v equals 5. That is 14. Option number 2 is the correct option. Use the equation a equals v plus 1 to find the value of a when v equals 7. Okay, you can complete the lesson by yourself today. Let me just move to next lesson. The next lesson is complete a table for a two-variable relationship. Let's just start with the test questions. Read the following description of a relationship. Complete the table using the equation C equals H plus 8. You are given the equation. You need to find the missing values in the table. H equals 1, right? So then C equals 1 plus 8 equals 9. Option number 2 is the correct option. The missing value is 9. Complete the table using the equation B equals A plus 10. So option number 2 is the correct option. That is 11. Complete the table using the equation W equals M plus 3. Option number 2 is the correct option. That is 7. Complete the table using the equation F equals C plus 2. So which is the correct option? Option number 2 is the correct option. That is 4. Complete the table using the equation B equals A plus 4. So which is the missing value? That is option number 2 is the correct option. 8 it is. Complete the table using the equation B equals A plus 4. Okay, I'm on the same question. Complete the table using the equation B equals Y plus 9. B equals 7 plus 9, which is the correct option. Option number 2 is the correct option, that is 10. 9 plus 1 is 10. Option number 2 is the correct option, that is 10. Complete the table using the equation h equals s plus 8. So, which is the correct option? 1 plus 8 equals 9. Option number 3 is the correct option. Complete the table using the equation t equals s plus 2. So, which is the correct option? Four plus two, option number one is the correct option. Six it is. Complete the table using the equation c equals b plus 10. So, which is the correct option? Thirteen. It is option number one is the correct option. Okay, you can complete the lesson by yourself later today. So we were working on day 5 math. The chapter we're working on is variable expressions. The lessons we have covered today are solve equations with whole numbers, solve equations with decimals, find a value using two variable equation, complete a table for a two variable relationship. So please make sure before the next session you can complete all the practice questions for the lessons we just did. That is your homework until next session. So if you need more help with any of the lessons, you can simply click on the live chat button. Tutors are available there to help you, or either you can write down the questions in the chat box. I'm here to answer all your questions and confusions if you have any. So you can please ask questions if you have any. I'm here to answer all your questions and confusions if you have any. Any questions? No questions? Okay, then that's all for today. See you in the next session. Bye, everyone.